I love football. I cannot get enough of football. I watch it on every level.
The emotional release. You know, whether it's an exciting play that gets you all jacked up and juiced, or whether it's the fact that you're able to pour everything you have. Whatever frustration you had that week, you can put into that first kickoff coverage, that first block that you have, whatever it might be.
And I couldn't think of anything better to do to fill that void that you have as a football player than to get into coaching.
You get a chance to release a lot of emotion that you otherwise have no place to release. There's nothing else like that.
Again, the relationships you build and the people you're around, and watching the guys compete, not just on the football field, but in life after they get done playing. It's just an amazing game.
And don't forget to check out and order your copy of our latest book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. You can find this available in both paperback and PDF form on our website at footballgameplan.com/books. I think Sam Bradford is a good, capable quarterback when healthy, and that's been the biggest question about Bradford ever since his shoulder injury at Oklahoma. In the event he isn't ready for the start of the season or has to miss some time during the year, that's where the bigger questions come into play. Mark Sanchez is entering his 7th season in the NFL, and he's capable of running the offense, but he tends to be a streaky player. Matt Barkley and Tim Tebow will compete for the number 3 job, and I would give the slight edge to Tebow because of his athletic ability, but he hasn't played in 2 years. So needless to say, the Eagles can't afford any injury at this position and must find consistency in a starter. The Eagles traded away one of the best running backs in the game in LaShawn McCoy, but then turned around and signed one of the best running backs in the game in DeMarco Murray. That move serves 2 purposes. It strengthens their ground game while weakening a division rival. Philly also brought in Ryan Matthews, another extremely talented runner, and add in Darren Sproles, and you now have the best backfield in the division. I don't foresee a drop-off running the football this year for Philly. In fact, they, with the help of those 3 guys, may be even better. There are some questions about the receiving core in Philly outside of Riley Cooper and Miles Austin. This is a really young group. I do, however, like the potential of the 3 young guys in Jordan Matthews, who was the 2nd leading receiver last year, Josh Huff, who's 100% and ready for an increased role in this offense, and rookie first-round pick Nelson Aguilar out of USC. Aguilar can play inside or out, but ideally will be suited on the inside. The growth and progress of these 3 guys could really elevate this unit as a whole. I also like the 2 undrafted free agents in Rasheed Bailey out of Delaware Valley, a Division III program, and Devontae Davis out of UNLV. Both will probably be considered practice squad candidates, but they have the size and skill to play multiple spots. The Eagles are strong at tight end. Brent Selleck is a dependable receiver, but is a very good blocker. Both Zach Ertz and Trey Burton are great athletes at the position, and Ertz was 3rd on the team in receiving. The way he and Burton are able to be moved around the formation causes all types of matchup problems for the defense. The Eagles are still pretty solid along the offensive line. Yes, they lose Evan Mathis, but this offensive front still has the likes of Jason Peters, Lane Johnson, and Jason Kelsey. Those 3 you don't have to worry about. The questions lie at both guard spots and the overall depth. Allen Barbery will command 1 guard spot, while Matt Tobin and Andrew Gardner will battle for the other. And all 3 guys can also play tackle if need be. But like I said before, the depth is questionable, especially on the interior. I would also keep an eye on undrafted rookie free agent offensive tackle Brett Boyko out of UNLV. I was surprised he went undrafted, but he was a high CFL prospect and lands in an ideal spot for his talents because of his movement skills. In my opinion, this is the strongest unit on the team and arguably the best in the NFC East. The Eagles are really good on the 2 deep and are able to apply pressure with their front 3. Fletcher Cox, Cedric Thornton, and Benny Logan formed the trio that was equally as effective versus the run as they were getting after the quarterback. Both Brandon Blair and Benny Curry are versatile in what they can do coming off the bench. Curry has the ability to kick down inside. And I'm a big fan of nose tackle Bo Allen out of Wisconsin, who does an admirable job coming in rotation. The strength of the two deep allows them the opportunity to work with and develop the young practice squatters that they have behind them. I like the personnel here for Philadelphia. The biggest addition is Kiko Alonso, who was a part of the LaShawn McCoy trade. Alonso, when healthy, has a Sean Lee-like impact. They need him to be 100% as it allows last year's starter, D'Amico Ryans, to play in a reserve situational role, which will allow him to have more success and most importantly help him stay healthy as he'll be coming off another injured Achilles. Michael Kendricks is a superb player on both ends of defense, which is a rarity nowadays, and rookie third-round pick Jordan Hicks out of Texas I think is a much better player in coverage as opposed to the run, so he'll give them some nickel flexibility within their defense. On the outside, they lose Trent Cole, but the hope and expectation is that former first-round pick Brandon Graham is ready to assume that role after having his best season as a pro. Connor Barwin is a tremendous athlete who led the team in sacks last year with 14.5, and the hope is that last year's first-round pick Marcus Smith out of Louisville makes significant strides in year 2 because his increased production could really transform this unit. I think the light will definitely come on for him this year. The Eagles vowed to get better in the secondary, and I think they did just that with some of the moves they made. In free agency, they signed Byron Maxwell, Walter Thurman, and E.J. Biggers. That's 3 solid players and 1 starter in Maxwell. In the draft, they selected Eric Rowe out of Utah and Ja'Cory Shepherd out of Kansas, 2 players I like that has real good versatility. Brandon Boykin is the best nickel corner in the league. In my opinion, he should have gotten a chance to start as a number 2 if we're being honest. Nolan Carroll is also in the mix as well at corner. At safety, Malcolm Jenkins is the only returning starter, which tells you a lot about what the staff thinks about him and what he brought to the defense. He's better in the alley and in the box, but the 3 guys back deep that I really like are Earl Wolf, Jalen Watkins, and Ed Reynolds. All 3 have both ball skills and range, and that alone gives the Eagles depth and flexibility. I think Wolf has the better instincts, thus the inside track to start. There are no worries in the special teams department as the Eagles, I believe, are excellent in all 3 facets. That's kicking, coverage, and returns. Kicker Cody Parkey had a really good rookie year, nailing 32 of 36 kicks. Punter Donnie Jones does an excellent job backing up offenses, giving them poor field position. And Darren Sproles handles the return game, but you may also see Josh Huff as well as rookie Ja'Cory Shepherd back there as well. The Eagles also picked up some good coverage help in Brad Jones, Byron Bremen, and Brandon Hepburn to go along with good coverage guys already on the roster in Chris Brzezinski and Jerome Copeland. I have the Eagles finishing 2nd in the NFC East. This is a really good football team that I believe will be strong defensively. A healthy Bradford gives them a chance to win the division, but I think their running game, defense, and special teams will be enough to get them in the playoffs. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Eagle fan forums for always showing football game plan support.